You have live team coverage this morning with meteorologist Tim Pandagis and Cheetah Craft.
Cheetah, let's start with you. What's the latest?
Okay, well, the outermost rain bands of Nicholas have really been impacting the area all morning long, but really just as we've heard from some of those officials, we've had a stretch of really dry days, and that's why the initial rain that we're seeing, we should be able to handle this pretty well up until about lunchtime through our early afternoon, because the ground's going to be able to saturate some of that, and then it will be the additional rain on top of that. So once the ground is initially saturated, then those high water spots will be an issue. So live look at the radar. It's really filling in here. Notice even inside the loop, inside the beltway right now, some of these heavy rainfall rates, potentially between about 1 to upwards of 4 inches per hour. Now, some of these are moving pretty quickly, so we're probably not going to get that much with this initial wave, but we will be looking for that and tracking that probably later today. So again, scattered areas north of I-10. If you're watching us right now from Montgomery County or Walker County, you've had rain across the area, but it hasn't been that heavy so far. If you are watching us from the coastal areas, you've had some pretty heavy downpours, and this is only the beginning. Notice all this deep tropical moisture. This is on the east side, the northeast side of the center of circulation, and this is what's going to be traveling northward and impacting basically the entire coastline of Texas over about the next 24 hours. So with that in mind, and looking at some of the rainfall totals we're expecting to see through this evening, I'm going to say through about 11, even midnight tonight, we'll be looking at the potential of 4 to 8 inches. However, I say that some of the radar estimates out of Chambers County this morning are already registering of 4 inches. So that's where we could get those isolated, really big rainfall amounts today, upwards of 10 plus, then tack on what we could see overnight. So the big picture is we do have a tropical storm warning in effect for basically the entire coastline of Texas, and that now is extended through portions of Fort Bend County, all of Brazoria, Galveston, Chambers County, and then the southernmost portions there of Liberty County. Then we have a tropical storm watch in the yellow, and notice that's pretty much in effect for all of our inland areas. So we have to keep our guard up for not only these really heavy downpours, but also these strong winds that are going to combine with that this evening, overnight, and early tomorrow morning. So let me bring in meteorologist Tim Pandagis. We've been tag teaming since early this morning. And it is interesting to see all that moisture that's headed our way with such a lopsided tropical storm, but I know you're looking at that with a little more detail.
Yeah, and it's a very large storm too. Its moisture shield was extending all the way to the Gulf Coast even early yesterday, and it's slowly lifting off towards the north. Here's how it looks on satellite imagery. We've had a blow up, a kind of bubbling up of convection or deep thunderstorm activity here, and then it died down a bit, and now we're seeing another wave firing on up, so that could be an indication that we're going to see a period of strengthening here. It's still over very warm ocean waters just off the coast of Brownsville and lifting to the north. Now it is moving slowly at 5 miles per hour. We're going to get a track update from the Hurricane Center coming up at the top of the hour. So there's the watches and warnings that are up, and the track here that we're going off of from 4 a.m. Not much change in terms of our impacts here with the track coming to our west, keeping us on the wet side and the windy side. And we've done a lot of talking about rainfall totals, but also the threat is there for some gusty winds in excess of tropical storm force, which is over 40 miles per hour, and we'll likely even see some gusts over 50. So the rainfall threat is up, the flooding threat is up, but also the winds will start to pick up by this afternoon. The overall size of the wind field is quite interesting. It's about 100 miles from the center that you're getting tropical storm force winds, and as that tracks through our area, we'll see our gusts increase. Here we are by 1 o'clock this afternoon, starting to get tropical storm force gusts through Matagorda and portions of Wharton into Brazoria, and then by this evening, 6 o'clock, getting gusts to nearly 50 miles an hour in Galveston, nearly 60 out in portions of Matagorda, and those heavy winds, strong winds, move inland, and as the storm center passes overhead, we'll eventually see those winds die down by tomorrow and into the day on Tuesday. So the 7-day forecast, things start to quiet down a little bit as we get through Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday evening. We'll keep the rain shower chance in there through Friday and Saturday, but overall the next 24 to 36 hours going to be very wet, flooding issues, and also very windy with power outage threats as well. Steph?